On this episode, episode 151, I'm going to share with you 9 things that first-time homebuyers should absolutely do when they first get a home. Welcome everyone to this episode of the AskJasonGelios show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor. Really appreciate you guys tuning in here. Got a jam-packed episode here where I'm going to share with you, like I said in the intro, 9 things that first-time homebuyers as well as second-time homebuyers should absolutely do when they first get in the home. And I'm going to tell you off the bat that it's not cosmetic things. It's not things, well, actually one of them is, but it's also functionality too. But I want to share with you 9 things that homebuyers should absolutely do. Before we dive into this, though, if you can go ahead, if you're not following me on social media, go ahead and do that. I have all the links in the description below. And if you haven't purchased my real estate book, Think Like a Realtor, a little book about buying and selling residential real estate through the eyes of a realtor, I really appreciate if you guys go on Amazon. Actually, those links are below as well. So now that we got that out of the way, want to go ahead and share with you these tips. Now, number 1 is probably one of the most important things, and that's keep away the rain. Make sure that your gutters are good. Make sure that there are not things that are allowing rain and water in general to go towards your house. Look around your home and say, okay, is my dirt going away from the home, at least 6 feet away from the home, right, on a gradual decline, or is it going towards the house? Water can get trapped, it puts pressure on the home, and eventually it will get in your home. I've seen it. So that's number 1, is keep away water and rain. Number 2 is button up your home. Make sure there's no air leaks. I believe energy companies will come out and do a free audit of your home to see if you have energy loss in any area of your home. So just make sure that you don't have things I've seen horrible old windows where it feels like it's open, right? Because there's such a draft. Change out the windows if you can. Do these things that will help maintain loss of energy, okay? Especially insulation in an attic. That's actually the first step that I would look at is get up there, or have a home inspector get up there, or an insulation expert get up there and just look and see how is your insulation in your attic, okay? Number 3, maintain a stable foundation. This kind of goes back to what water can do. It can get in there if water and rain and all that is going towards your home, right? Sprinkler water, any kind of water is going towards your home. It's going to wreak havoc on your foundation over time. So you want to make sure that you don't have cracks, that you don't have anything that is causing water to affect your foundation and or shifting, right? Regular shifting is odd because foundation issues are costly. Number 4, make sure your roof is good. Okay, make sure that roof is good. There's no missing shingles. There's no damage on the end of the roof line. Okay, there's probably a better term for that, but just make sure that your roof is in decent shape so that it doesn't allow, again, water to get in, heat loss as well, just all kinds of stuff going on there. Number 5, this is the cosmetic one that I kind of mentioned, but it's also better, is update the lighting. Sometimes old fixtures can actually be dangerous. I personally like changing out light fixtures wherever I can, because one, we typically, when my wife and I have bought used homes, we like to take the old stuff out. Updating your lighting is very inexpensive. You don't have to go high end on everything, but just enough to where 1, it carries a theme throughout the home, and 2, it just is more efficient. Old fixtures can, especially ones that hum and do all that stuff, get rid of it and get updated light fixtures. Number 6, if you don't have an air conditioner on your home, you should add one. Not having AC is a huge turnoff, not only to home buyers, but it wreaks havoc on a home. Especially if you're in a state that gets hot temperatures. You just want to make sure that you have that air conditioner added on wherever you can, even if it's one that goes in the window, because you can't do a unit. Just get something that cools down the home. It's actually better for the home as well. Number 7 is maintain the wood on your home, especially trim. So we personally have a home where the first story is brick and then the second story is wood. And we've had to do this actually on 2 homes, is we've had to have somebody replace the rotted, cracked, junky wood and fix, it's mostly the trim parts. Our expert said that chimneys, they have a wood frame around it, it's all wood. I don't know if it's not plywood, but it's a special kind of wood, and then it's got the trim pieces. Chimneys get hit the worst with the weather. Have that changed out. It's inexpensive, quite honestly, and then have it recaulked and painted. And so make sure that that is good, so that again, water and everything else doesn't get it, and animals don't get in there as well. All right, now we're at number 8. So number 8 is take care of overgrown trees and landscaping. Junky landscaping makes a house look like crap. You can take a junky house and have the landscaping look decent, and it would actually increase the curb appeal. So, in my opinion, but cut branches that are touching the house or too close to the house. Make sure that you have your landscaping trimmed back. You don't want landscaping touching the house. And I know in some communities, they have vines going up the house and stuff. That looks great, but it's horrible for your house because over time it can get into the house. Actually, I had one house, on a side note here, I had one home that I was showing, and they literally had, somehow there was a defect in the window, the bay window in the front, and this little plant was going through the window. It was in the house by like that much. And we're like, how does that happen? How does somebody not stop that? So trim the landscaping back, make sure it's not actually touch the house. Plus you get less bugs in the house, okay? Number 9 is make sure your chimney is good. This is inexpensive. I mean, you can have an expert come out, clean the chimney if it needs to every year, every other year. Make sure that your parts are good, that everything's working efficiently, depending on what type of fireplace you have. But it's usually inexpensive. And that's actually one of the first things that I would have inspected along with your home inspection when you're buying a house. And then have it inspected at least every other year just to make sure that everything's good. Because you don't want anything in that chimney to cause a fire or go wrong or just something. I mean, cause a fire in your home, right? Not just in the wood. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. These are things that any home buyer, when they get into a home, they should really be focusing on this even sooner, even before you change the paint in the home, change the carpet, whatever. I mean, check all these things first and just make sure that the house is good. Because a lot of these things can actually lead to major damage and major costs, especially rain getting in and rotting out the boards or your roof or causing drywall damage, whatever. I mean, water has so much power against the house. So you just want to make sure that you utilize these tips, okay? Make sure your gutters are cleaned out, okay? Consider that 9.5. Make sure that your gutters are all cleaned out. You can get somebody to do that for a couple $100 if you have a 2-story house. Okay, it's even cheaper for a ranch. Just make sure that you have your house nice and good. So with that said, I hope you guys visit my website. It's allabouttherealestate.com. A pop-up will pop up briefly. That allows you to enter in your information to receive this show in your email once a week. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss out on other uploads that I do throughout the week. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks guys for watching this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios Show. Did you know that I also have a podcast? Go to where you love your podcasts, where you love to listen to those podcasts, right? Search Ask Jason Gelios Show, or you can search my name, Jason, Gelios, and be sure to subscribe. Take me on the road with you, right? You can hit audio. I add episodes all the time. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast. Thank you.